Welcome to the Basics of Biology video series. In this segment, we will be discussing the fundamental concepts of biology, including the definition of life, the characteristics of living organisms, and the levels of biological organization. Biology is the study of life and all living organisms. It is a vast field that encompasses everything from the smallest microorganisms to the largest animals and plants. The first thing we need to understand is what exactly we mean by life. Life is defined as a characteristic that distinguishes physical entities that have biological processes, such as signaling and self-sustaining processes, from those that do not, either because such functions have ceased death or because they never had such functions and are classified as inanimate. Living organisms are characterized by certain features that set them apart from non-living things. The first characteristic of living organisms is that they are made up of cells. Cells are the basic units of life and are responsible for carrying out all the functions necessary for an organism to survive. All living organisms are either unicellular, meaning they are made up of a single cell, or multicellular, meaning they are made up of many cells. The second characteristic of living organisms is that they require energy to carry out their functions. All living organisms need energy to grow, reproduce, and maintain their bodily functions. This energy is obtained through various means, such as photosynthesis in plants or the consumption of food in animals. The third characteristic of living organisms is that they are capable of responding to their environment. Living organisms have the ability to sense changes in their environment and respond accordingly. This can be seen in the way plants grow towards a source of light or the way animals move away from danger. The fourth characteristic of living organisms is that they are capable of reproduction. All living organisms have the ability to reproduce and pass on their genetic material to their offspring. This ensures the continuation of the species and allows for the evolution of new traits over time. Finally, living organisms are capable of adapting to their environment. This means that they are able to change and evolve over time in response to changes in their environment. This is essential for their survival and allows them to thrive in a variety of different habitats. Now that we have a basic understanding of the characteristics of living organisms, let's talk about the levels of biological organization. Biological organization refers to the hierarchy of complex biological structures and systems that define life using a reductionistic approach. The first level of biological organization is the atom. Atoms are the basic building blocks of matter and are the smallest unit of an element that retains the chemical properties of that element. The second level of biological organization is the molecule. Molecules are made up of two or more atoms that are chemically bonded together. Examples of molecules include water, glucose, and DNA. The third level of biological organization is the cell. Cells are the basic unit of life and are responsible for carrying out all the functions necessary for an organism to survive. The fourth level of biological organization is the tissue. Tissues are groups of cells that work together to perform a specific function. Examples of tissues include muscle tissue, nervous tissue, and epithelial tissue. The fifth level of biological organization is the organ. Organs are groups of tissues that work together to perform a specific function. Examples of organs include the heart, lungs, and liver. The sixth level of biological organization is the organ system. Organ systems are groups of organs that work together to perform a specific function. Examples of organ systems include the digestive system, respiratory system, and circulatory system. The seventh and final level of biological organization is the organism. An organism is a living thing that is made up of one or more cells and is capable of carrying out all the functions necessary for life. In conclusion, biology is the study of life and all living organisms. Living organisms are characterized by certain features that set them apart from non-living things, including cells, energy requirements, responsiveness to the environment, reproduction, and adaptation. The levels of biological organization range from the atom to the organism, with each level building upon the previous one to create complex biological structures and systems. Thank you for watching this segment of the Basics of Biology video series. Stay tuned for the next segment where we will be discussing the different branches of biology and their applications.